Now let's begin with the war against banditry in the northwest, where residents of Dansadau, Emirate of Maru local government area of Zamfara state are being held by bandits as human shields after they were harassed out of their camps by military fighter jets. According to some residents, the bandits rode on more than 300 motorbikes into Dandalla, Dangurgu and Madada communities and took some hostages, refusing to allow anyone leave. Now, the bandits insisted that they will all die together since the military has decided to carry out air raids on them. Well, while we wait for Deji Folutile to join us on the show, Babajide, let's quickly have your thoughts on this matter, because we understand even before now, about 90 lives were lost in the Air Force carnage, which has been described as a huge collateral damage on the part of the federal government. But how would you react to this development in Zamfara state at the moment?
Yeah, it's a very despicable act on the part of the bandits. They are facing the heat at this time, and what has even worsened their case is the ambush on soldiers, leading to the death of 10 soldiers. So they should expect that there would be repercussions for the actions that they have taken against the troops. So they know that they are going through hell at this time, but they don't want to die alone. They are taking civilians with them. This is wrong. It is against the Geneva Convention to use civilians as human shield in warfare. But we are dealing with people who do not subscribe to any set of rules that governs warfare. They are prepared to do whatever they think is right, you know. They also think that it is our people who are giving information to the armed forces. So they want to make the people suffer for providing that information. Remember that what led to the last carnage was information that they were going to carry out reprisal attacks on the vigilantes who had killed them earlier on, killed a lot of their men earlier on. So they saw that the vigilantes got information that they were coming for reprisal attacks. They then notified the military, and the Air Force moved in. That was what led to the attack. But in doing that, they meshed with market men and women, and in the bombing that followed, some civilians were killed. We don't know how many civilians were killed. In this kind of situation, all kinds of figures get bandied around, but the fact is people were killed, and the governor has even communicated with the families of the deceased. So what these guys are doing is they are trying to blackmail the military to slow down. Remember, Bello Truji the other day said, look, I've stopped killing people. I'm not going to be attacking communities again. I want peace. They usually ask for peace when the heat is upon them, when the heat becomes unbearable upon them. When they are on the ascendancy, they don't ask for peace. They are happy to take our people prisoner. They are happy to take people hostage and make money off our people. But once the tide changes and they begin to feel the heat, because they too don't want to die, they start promising that they won't carry out attacks again, that they should be left alone. They say, but once you leave them alone and they gain some respite, they will return to killing people, they will return to stealing cattle, they will return to kidnapping our people. So the best that the military can do at this time is not to slow down. You have to go after these guys and be precise in your attack so that collateral damage will not happen. I know that in war, this thing happens. The Americans killed a lot of civilians in Iraq. a lot of civilians. Sometimes you could be misled about who and who had gathered at a location. And then when you drop your bomb, it is after you drop your bombs that you now discover that, oh, that was actually a funeral procession, not a band of terrorists. So these things happen, and that's why those who do not know, those who found the embers of war, they don't know that war is not good for anyone.
Absolutely.
It's not good for anyone because at the end of the day, innocent people will die. It's inevitable that innocent people will die when you are going through warfare.
And this also brings to mind with what you mentioned earlier during the course of the program, not today, but about 2 days back when we focused on the Zamfara issue. And you mentioned that we need to review our security architecture, where we need to have more technological advancements in handling situations like this. With that in mind, do you think we have the capacity to deal with the situation, even though we are yet to fully get to that point where we have technological advancements in this case?
Well, what I would advise is that we continue to invest in game-changing equipment.
Right.
When we're talking about game-changing equipment, there are different types. There are some equipment that when you have it, your night fighting capability gets enhanced. There are some goggles that you put on in pitch darkness and it will look like daytime. Because Boko Haram had this habit of launching attack on our troops at night. In fact, the attack that led to the death of Colonel Abu Ali actually happened around 10 p.m. So now if we have night vision goggles, night vision capability, because some of our airplanes,
right,
some of our helicopters could not fight at night. Now, if we have a lot more airplanes that have night fighting capability, if our troops are all equipped with night vision goggles that make an infrared equipment that make nighttime be like daytime, they can see the whole area. Of course, that will be like a game changer. And I've talked in the past about even drones. Drones are very useful these days. They don't make noise like the aircraft and helicopters. They don't make noise. They slowly, lock onto the target and they drop their weapons. We are using a lot of those unmanned area vehicles now. We need to invest a lot more on them.
Right.
Some countries of the world now use drones that are capable of being airborne for more than a month. No need, and some of them are actually powered by solar. You don't need to buy
diesel or petrol,
buy aviation fuel or this thing. They are up there just fighting for more than a month. You know what that means. It even saves you money, because if you have to burn aviation fuel for that long, it's extremely expensive. That's why people say that warfare is extremely expensive.